Hey up. It's late, so what better time for an After Dark Originals DVD? This is a DVD that I picked up in my Crystal Peak shopping video, which is worth a look if you haven't seen it yet. This is my first foray into anything After Dark. I've seen that they're quite popular with their After Dark Horror Fest line of films. Quite a few were put on Amazon Prime for a while. But we're looking today at an After Dark Original, which is a film that was produced and funded by After Dark themselves, so they must really believe in these projects. We're looking at Fertile Ground. This is a 2011 horror film directed by a guy called Adam Gierasch, I want to say. I might be mispronouncing that last name. So he's worked with After Dark before in their Horror Fest line. He did a film called Autopsy. But his biggest claim to fame is probably as a writer, as he co-wrote the Toolbox Murders remake from the early 2000s, and also co-wrote Dario Argento's Mother of Tears, which is a film we've already covered on the channel. There should be a link up top. The film stars Leisha Haley. I think that's I'm probably butchering everybody's name in this. Leisha Haley, who has had a lot of bit parts in TV. She's been in things like American Dad, Grey's Anatomy, Silicon Valley, you know, only bit parts, but she's been in quite a few things. And then we also get Gail Harrod, who is probably most well known as being one of the lead characters in the series Queer as Folk. It's not a series that I've ever watched, but apparently he was one of the main cast throughout the entire run of that. And weirdly, he co-produced and funded the Scott Walker documentary 30th Century Man alongside David Bowie, which I'm a big Scott Walker fan. So that was cool to find out. Yeah, I had no idea. So this is a weird one. This is split up into chapters of sorts. So we're going to be taking a look at each section at a time. And there's going to be a lot of spoilers for this as we go along. It's not got very good reviews. I have no idea what to expect from this. So let's check it out. We meet our main characters, Nate and Emily, who are a young couple and are expecting a child. Nate is an artist and Emily is a seamstress. Straight away we can see how washed out this film looks. It's very flat and cheap looking and has a made-for-TV feel. It's a vibe that's a weird one to pin down, but I think in this instance it's a combination of the flat image, washed out colours and cheap sounding backing music. They have a dinner party with some friends, and here we get to see the absolutely awful writing and acting.
Bacon, I wish you lay out that bacon, girl.
Everything's better with bacon. It's God's gift to mankind.
Emily rushes upstairs, though, mid-meal, and has a miscarriage. This is quite a short section, this, so I'll just rattle through it. The baby died, and they're looking around a remote house that Nate is inheriting, looking to start over, as the title card suggests. The white balance is off quite badly in this section, and the cheapness is reaffirmed. The house is pretty old and comes equipped with haunted-looking baby equipment, all very cliché. You guessed it, Nate and Emily are moving in. We start to see the horror elements pretty quickly here. Looks like we've got a ghost in this film. There's a mysterious handprint on a window that appears. There's also baby sounds in the basement. Also down in the basement, we get a Nate jump scare.
Nate! Don't do that!
Sorry.
Which I hope you like, because this is the only way this film is actually going to try and scare you. Emily finds some ominous-looking chests filled with old family pictures from over 100 years ago. I mean, at this point with this film, it's pretty obvious where it's heading. Let's just hope that it can subvert our expectations a little bit. After a sappy section where Nate and Emily plant a tree, we get an awkwardly shot sex scene in which Nate turns into a biker dude with a handlebar mustache. And then the toilet takes a stand and shits on them for a change. They call the plumbers and a skull is found in the drainage pipe. Another short section. These will get much longer as we go along. Nate buggers off for a few days with his weirdly clingy publicist, so Emily decides to visit a historian to see if there's any information on their house. And of course there is. Apparently over half the murders in the state all took place in this one building. We get murders, serial killers, and even a disappearance of a woman called Mary that happened over 150 years ago. That one will be important later. Time to go back to the house for some more ghosts. It's night time and Emily is slapping her bare feet around the wooden flooring, looking for trouble. And she gets it as we see our first proper ghost, and it's very lame. Not scary at all, unfortunately. There's not much effort put into the design of these ghosts. A letdown, really. Nate comes home, and it's around this time, about halfway through the film, that I started getting really bored with this one. Pacing's all over the place, and it all just feels very obvious and tired. They find out that the skull they found belongs to someone from 150 years ago. I wonder who it could be. Emily then gets a call from the doctor saying she's pregnant despite being told that that wasn't an option for her anymore. Nate acts weirdly to this news.
No, it's just so unexpected. It's a lot to take in.
So now Emily's pregnant, she stops taking her antidepressants, adding a strange layer to her character. Also, Nate started changing quite a lot. He's become more aggressive and dismissive of Emily. He's even skipping out on important things like doctor's appointments for the baby. And instead he's focusing in on painting these mysterious, unseen paintings. Emily needs bed rest, but gets bored and decides to throw a party anyway, which Nate isn't pleased about. Again, this all just seems pretty dull. There's not much creativity in how this thing's shot or put together. There's no, personal creative flair or anything. The acting's bad, the characters are annoying, and it's not that sort of funny bad that you can get behind, it's just boring bad. It's party time, and Emily sees a ghost mill around the guests. Nate's publicist is being weird with him, but she ends up flying out of a window and dying. So that's the end of her character. The next morning, Nate shoots and fondles around with a dead rabbit while acting even worse with Emily. Emily sees a little girl ghost and tries to leave, but ends up coming right back. She gets back and Nate says he's off again for a few days for work. We're in the last section, and in this part we learn that the skull was in fact Mary's. Who'd have thought, eh? And she's the ghost that's been popping up quite frequently. Emily also learns that all the murders that happened in the past are sort of repeating themselves as they all focused around a pregnant woman, so now she's scared that Nate's going to come back from his work trip and start trying to kill her. We get a very cliche line.
It's the house. It changes people. It's changing Nate.
And we get some fighting. Emily accidentally kills her friend who was coming over to help. She then fights a ghost on a roof and stabs it a lot in the stomach. Turns out it was Nate. We end the film off with a trope that I'm never a fan of, really. Emily's found to be insane and she's stuck in a padded room, accompanied with a bit of music of a slow singing girl, as if it wasn't cliche enough. So that was Fertile Ground, and it was pretty disappointing, if I'm completely honest. It failed to capture my interest, and it just didn't really do much with its 90-minute runtime. It's a film that's been done a million times before. You will have seen a version of this that works way better than this does, and I wouldn't recommend it at all. It just doesn't feel like it's got anything to say. It doesn't feel fresh or interesting. It's just a bland, by-the-books take on this sort of story that's been told a million times. There's not much gore in it, the ghosts are lame, the characters are annoying. It's all bad, but not in a fun or funny way. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say on this one, really. Not great at all. So I guess all I can say now is thanks for watching. And if you want to see me do more of these After Dark originals, then just let me know, because I'll do some more of these. There's got to be a good one out there, right? Maybe that could be our mission, trying to find the good After Dark original, because there must be one out there, surely. I also want to thank the members and patrons that are on screen right now. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, there's a link on screen to the Patreon. And if you're interested in joining the members, that's just over on my YouTube channel. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.